there, Mark here for another video. I am not working on the S2000 today. I still have the seal project to do. That's the valve cover gasket, the tube seals, and all the small seals for the fuel injectors. But I'm probably pushing that off for a little bit because no track days or anything to really go to anyways. So I decided to get into another project, which kind of ties into not being able to do my track days. Let's see what we got here. So I decided to pick up a kind of entry-level sim racing setup for my Xbox. I play a lot of Forza 7. I got some Project Cars 2. I was planning on picking up the new Assetto Corsa Competition, however you say that, that's coming out soon on it. So instead of playing on the controller, I decided to get immersed, get a wheel, pedal, shifter, full setup. That way I can kind of have a little bit of fun racing, even though that the tracks are not opened up. So what I'm gonna do now is set this up. I got the Thrustmaster TX leather edition base and steering wheel. Pretty cool setup. I got the Thrustmaster TH8A manual shifter to have that with it. This also comes with the pedals. Yeah, it comes with the T3PA pedals, so I have a full functioning use. So like driving a manual transmission car. And then in that box there, I just have a cheap setup. I didn't get a setup with a seat and everything right now, just for space constraints. So this will mount the steering wheel, pedals, gear shifter, and I can just kind of pull that up to the couch and use it from there. So hopefully that works. If not, I might have to clear some more space in the garage and do a full setup with a seat, monitor, and everything. But we'll get to work on this and see how this goes. All right, so now that I got the base out of the way, we'll start working on getting the other components out and putting those onto it. But first, a quick look at the base and see what we're doing. Now, this is just a cheap base I found on eBay. I figured just starting out, I just wanted something simple in case I wanted to spend the actual money on a nice one if this doesn't work out for me. So let's take a peek at it real quick. All right, so just a pretty simple design here. It's got area for the pedals. I believe all the components can bolt through the base to make them a lot sturdier. So you can see it's got a bunch of areas, grooves, I guess, for the bolts to run through. Same for the shifter area and the steering wheel. So now let's go ahead and take a look at all of our individual components. Alright, well, I was playing around with the shifter, trying to find my other shift knobs, and I guess that wasn't the right thread pitch. Didn't have the adapters, or I couldn't find them. So I just put the regular Thrustmaster shift knob on there. And yeah, I definitely get what people are saying. It just is super easy to go in between the gears. So I'm glad I went ahead and ordered those little mod pieces. So I think I'm supposed to get those in next day or two, and get those in, see what kind of difference it makes. So now I'm gonna switch over to that time lapse and get it all together. All right, so I got the whole setup in the living room now. Got everything plugged up, haven't turned it on yet, so we're gonna do a test run right now and see if everything works. All right, everything's plugged in. Let's see if we're good to go. It looks like we are good, so let's run it through. All right, so I got everything set up. Everything's working good. Did a few practice laps just to kind of get used to the transition. So this is me doing a practice run on Sebring on Forza Motorsport 7. Shut down. Big off, big off. I think we'll take this next lap serious. Whew. I think that's fun. I like it. So at this point, I'm getting pretty comfortable with the setup. Things are getting a lot smoother. I'm able to put out more clean laps than I was when I first started trying it out. I don't know if you saw in the quick view through my practice session, I was blowing a lot of corners, getting a little squirrely, going off track a lot, but definitely smoothed it out a lot here. My only complaints are the brake definitely way too soft, but that load cell mod that I have should take care of that. And the shifter's just really soft. It's not really bad for racing, it just feels weird having it be so light. So I got those mods for the shifter as well, so next video will have me putting those in and then testing again afterwards to see how much of an improvement it makes. I also have yet to update the drivers and settings and everything for the steering wheel, so I need to do a little more research into that, see about some of the settings, because I do feel like some of the force feedback and the auto centering and stuff like that could be more fine-tuned. So hopefully I can find some suggested settings that make it feel a little more realistic. But that should be it for today. We'll finish out this lap, and then next one we'll be adding in the load brake cell and the shifter mods, and then just playing around with it some more.